I want to begin, Paul, by just talking about what we just saw there. Our correspondent talking about this kind of blend between some of the more traditional events and all these new events that are coming in as well. With all the history in China, what do you think we can expect from the Games? 12,000 athletes, it should be amazing.
Yes, absolutely. Each continent has its own games, or also in addition to games like the Commonwealth. But latest statistics suggest that there is no other games bigger than the Asian Games besides the Olympics. So it's a great get-together. And of course, Asia demographically is the largest continent in the world. And that's why the IOC president is in China, is in Hangzhou to witness what's happening here. And I think it's very encouraging to witness even further development of a lot of sporting events and Olympic sports and non-Olympic sports taking root and getting developed here in this continent, not only in this country, but also attracting so much attention from neighboring countries from the entire continent, especially those from Central Asia who participated in this Asian event more recently than some of the other countries.
Yeah, let's first talk about the preparation this could be for the upcoming Olympic Games. When I think of Olympic Games, I think about the Chinese women's basketball, its volleyball teams, but there are a number of potential Olympic athletes there right now.
Yes, very honestly, several weeks or less than 2 months after Chengdu of southwestern China hosted the World University Games, I think there is a question, at least among Chinese fans and population, that, how many top elites from the country should represent China in the Asian Games just 1 year before, less than 1 year before the Paris Olympics. Should we expose all our best power, or shall we hide them a little bit just by claiming some medals? I think it's a dispute, debate going on in China, but at least we should see some very representative star players and athletes representing the country. And at the same time, it's a good opportunity for local Chinese fans to see some other stars representing other countries.
That's what people want to see. Okay, let's talk about esports, because I'm more traditional. I'm not yet on board with the esports, but clearly legions of people are, especially young. How exciting is this going to be? And are there athletes that we should look out for?
Yeah, there are, because there are some of the top athletes representing China, South Korea. If outside of Asia, the United States is a major power, and some Europeans are very strong in e-gaming, but Hangzhou is playing such an important role because e-gaming has been trying or negotiating a place in an Olympic-style multiple sport games. And e-game has its own territory, e-game has its own pride. But Hangzhou represents the very first time to take the international stage, because Hangzhou itself is a technological hub, if not a capital of China or Asia.
Absolutely. Okay, this is another coming out party for China as well. They've hosted summer games, they've hosted winter games, and now, as you mentioned, outside of the Olympics, perhaps the biggest sporting event going on globally. How important is this for China? And boy, we really hope that rain moves out.
Yeah, that's right. If you look at the history of the Asian Summer Games, Beijing in 1990 and then Guangzhou in 2010, now it's Hangzhou's turn. Does that mean Hangzhou's ambition is to follow the footsteps of Beijing and Guangzhou to be a top-tier city in China, or have future ambitions to host the Olympic Games? We will wait and see. But don't forget that several other Chinese cities has also hosted Winter Asian Games in Harbin back in 1996 and then 2025. They also have their own plans.
We only have about 30, 40 seconds left. Tell me how important it is to keep politics completely out of this.
Well, I think different countries, with disputes between themselves, have different, interpretations of non-politicization for the Olympic Games. But yeah, it's generally, I think the Olympic movement has its own idea. It knows what it's doing, and once it has democratically elected a decision to allow or disallow some athletes, I think they know what they are doing.
Wonderful. Paul Dong, co-founder of EI Asia Limited, as well as a sports culture commentator. We really appreciate it. Enjoy the games. I hope we can check back.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.